Okay. Well, I have a new head. Actually, no. I don't have. I have a new headset. You never heard the old one because my old earbuds quit on me. I had to hold them in a very specific way to get them to function properly, and I really didn't feel like doing that. So I used my gaming headset for headphones and or a microphone, which ironically probably would sound worse than these earbuds that I'm currently speaking to you with. So anyway, we move on to classic Monza, minus the oval, because that would get boring with these cars. It would be a quick race, but it would also be a boring one. That's why I just said it would be a quick race. I just showered like half an hour ago, so my body is like not there entirely. I sort of need to hope that I can stay awake through the entire episode because I get really, really, really tired when I shower. And yet, we never do it late at night. Given my insomnia, that would make it a lot easier to go to sleep. But no, we never think of that. We always do it in the afternoon, so that come, evening. Or, yeah, late evening, or early to late evening, or mid to late evening or so. I feel like literally just passing out on the floor. Not the best feeling to have when you're trying to record something. But I figure I want to start time loop pretty soon. Interesting camera there. I want to start time loop pretty soon, and that won't happen until I finish Universe 0. So today I'm probably going to try and crank out 2, at least, possibly even 3 episodes. We'll see how I feel at 7. By the time, which will be around that time, by the time that I finished uploading at least the first 2. Unless something else comes up that I would like to do before 7. And there may be a triple upload. Oh my god. There may be a triple upload today. Where the heck did that come from? This time, kind of a valid reason for revving the engine too, because I didn't really know what kind of volume I wanted my earbuds at, so that's kind of a way to judge. Just put a noisy car in my ear and figure out if it hurts or not. That's the safest way to figure it out. Jesus! Oh yeah, I forgot. I honest to God forgot Battle Rocket was even in this act because it's been a few days. I just figured it was the 555 thing that I had originally planned for this act. Yeah, this is gonna be over pretty quickly. Actually, it's not. Ryan Storm is still keeping right with Battle Rocket. I think what the deal here is, Battle Rocket is the new Shelby Cobra. Best acceleration you can get, but once it hits that 4th gear of like 170 miles an hour, it drops off. It's still got a pretty good advantage, as you can see, and then by the time we hit a corner though, Ryan Storm should be back there. But at the same time, Grease Lightning has a more powerful car than he does, and the 787B is just here. It's not that far off. But it's, I think the C9 is probably the best car here out of the regular Group C models and not the 917 up there. Ryan Storm has slightly better acceleration. Once he hits like 185, 190, here comes Grease Lightning back with his greater acceleration. He's hitting 200 some, he's not even stopping. He could still go to like 220 easily. This is scary. Oh, this is scary. Okay, how'd neither one of you just die there? Actually, I fully expected somebody to have a bad go of it, but no, everyone actually kept their car on the road. I want to say the 787B might have better handling than the C9 and the Porsche 62, that is, not 917. He's all the way up there now. Yeah, this is pretty much what I expected. Battle Rocket is absolutely out of here. He's hitting 210 easily, probably 220 before he brakes for this turn. No, he's not. 218. And then bring it down to like 100 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour. Which really isn't that much lower than what these guys are hitting through it. Oh yeah, the 77B has better handling. Sparky hit that at 85, and she's one of the dull AI. Sauber C9 has second worst, I think. Porsche is kind of the balanced car, it seems like. Decent handling, best acceleration, and right in the middle of top speed. Better than the Mazda, but falls short of the Mercedes. And then Battle Rocket is the ultimate extreme. Maximum power, but minimum handling. Incredibly fast acceleration all the way up to 175 miles an hour or so, and then it kind of slows down a little bit, but you know, 205 is still nothing to sneeze at when yeah, Ryan Storm hit 190 and Grease Lightning 187, and the 77B is gonna hit like, oh what the heck, high burn. The 77B is probably gonna hit like 182. Not even that. 179, 180. It's gaining speed through the turn though, which nothing else is doing that. Oh, Danny. That was Danny. That's that burn. What in the world happened to Danny? I'm gonna give you one guess. It's, yep, okay, but who is he fighting with? Looks like there'll be Bedlam next to him. I do believe. Yeah, that are 16 Angels, not Bedlam. So he's in the grass a lot. And there's a Mercedes. I don't know who that was. I think that was so fast. It was not. Okay, well, it has to be. It was that just destroyed Danny. No, okay, well, then it was Grease Lightning. It was Auto. Figures, the last figures too. That's canonical and the last one that I look at. Wow, that was very impressively held control of that. Yeah, with the draft, 16 Angels, Grease Lightning doesn't really have much of a chance against him. He will get to a higher speed. The 962, I don't know if it can even get over 202. Probably caps out of 200. But the C9 we've seen will keep going after that, so it takes a while, but it will get higher. Ryan Storm actually caught Battle Rocket quite a bit now that he's not dealing with the opponent next to him of Grease Lightning, who's dropped down the order a little bit, probably due to the low acceleration, which is sort of important at Monza, of any version, but specifically at the modern version, even though we're not there. And what is Danny's damage again? Yeah, let's look at the cockpit and see how he's driving. He's pulling in Alex here, which is really hurting his cornering speeds. Granted, not the most important thing here, but if you're doing 90 miles an hour through a turn where everyone else can hit it like 110, yeah, there's a problem. Not to mention holding the steering wheel slightly sideways is probably not helping your power output. He's not even gonna get he's barely gonna get 160, and then he has to slow down for this turn, doing 50, 60 miles an hour lower than what the other Mazdas can do. I haven't really looked at the cockpits of any other cars, so we might as well do that while we're in this camera. They're all pretty complex looking. Maybe this one looks like a jetliner or something. And it really only seems like he needs 2 or 3 of the functions: the shifter, the pedals, and the wheel. There's even less to this. It's full-on convertible. There's even a little lap timer in there too, for the at least for this Mercedes. Here's what the inside of a functioning 787B looks like. And here's what the Mazda looks like. Oh, camera views. I think there's that one tree there. I just noticed that. There's the one tree that's just like awkwardly out of place. Where is Battle Rocket? He's in... Oh my god, Daniel's going to get lapped. And there he goes. Threw off Battle Rocket's exit of the final turn, but I don't think that's going to matter too much. Also, Daniels is currently stuck on him. If they were even in terms of power, I would think that would actually have made a difference in the race results there, but they're not. And Gearhead in 6th will fly the flag for the Mazdas, which is kind of not very impressive. Self-Fast had some damage too. I imagine he probably ended up on the grass like Danny did and just didn't get destroyed as much as his car did. So that is that race. Next we have Barcelona. Byrne has still not scored, and we are about to hit 5 races in here. If Byrne somehow manages to reach the halfway mark, which is at the end of the next race, and he still has 0 points, it's gonna be I'm gonna be a little disappointed in him. The Sauber C9 isn't the problem. The car drives perfectly fine, but Byrne is just not doing anything. My god. I've been discorded, and I really don't care for the moment. At the moment, rather. It's be interesting to see how Battle Rocket goes to the field, starting 13th there. I was about to say the Porsches kind of got screwed here, and then I see one's on pole. Never mind. Get some flames! I make that joke every time I look at this car. It's probably getting a little repetitive, but... I think how Grease Lightning and Silfast start next to each other on the grid, and Gearhead and Metacog started next to each other. And 16 Needles and the Governor did, albeit in last. Ryan is definitely on form today. He just left them in the dust, and even Danny is the one in second right now, so he had a, a mega start. Whereas the C9s sort of faltered in that regard. See if maybe Gearhead can try and make some passes to join his, I don't know what you would call the relationship between him and Danny. Well, in Velocity X, obviously Gearhead's Danny's assistant, but the GBA version, it's different, and from then on, it's been also very different. What's ironic, though, is that the GBA version was canonically more, not imposing, but it changed this, it affected the story in an overall sense more than Velocity X. Because Velocity X did add 4 characters, arguably, if you really count Sparky. 5 characters. I've only used the Professor once in this entire series. Oh no, it's been like 2 or 3 times, and one of them was in like Act 2. I don't know what I'm talking about. Gearhead's looking for it. Will he get it though? Lines like that aren't gonna do it. I don't think he'll get it. Got a little loose on the AstroTurf there on the edge of the track. Danny is making slight progress on the Storm. Metacog and Alex are too wide. Metacog barely stays off of his car. But I think he actually will make the pass. Nope, Alex still sticking his nose there. And that will be the pass kind of denied. Well, Byrne looks like he's actually in a position to score finally. It has taken you long enough, to say the least. And even then, it's not all that secure. Because if Grease Lightning gets to and around him, then he will have lost points again, or the points again. Danny has definitely closed the gap. It was like 1 1/4 seconds before. Now it's like probably about just over half of a second. Yeah, 6/10. Otto, his next opponent, is a good ways back. Yeah, 7.5 seconds. Gearhead did clear that off screen. Kind of annoyed that I missed that. And Alex is looking to beat that now. That actually got really slidey there out of that turn. The second corner here apparently seems to be a problem zone for these cars. Second time at least that we've witnessed where someone's exited the corner and nearly lost control. Meanwhile, this is still basically a dead heat. Ryan has better acceleration and power, but Danny gets him in the turns. And the Battle Rocket has made very minimal progress. This track didn't suit him very well, I guess. I thought it would, because there are a couple of good straightaways, but I guess all of the long corners here really took a toll on him. And by happenstance, also took a toll on Sparky, because she is stuck behind him and can't find a way around. As it looks like a lot of Porsches are fighting up here. Danny with the precise same gap that he had to Ryan Storm at the end of the previous lap. And now Otto's 11 seconds away with Gearhead challenging that podium spot. He's gonna go for it here. Oh, Otto's unlucky number 13. That's an oversight. Fun fact, I'm very superstitious, but I'm only superstitious against the number 13. Things like black cats and walking under ladders and mirrors just don't... They never had an effect on me, but the number 13 I just do not like. And I didn't notice that his number was that, but I guess if anybody was to have that number, it would be Otto, the effective villain of this entire act, given the next closest being that, and in this storyline, he's not done anything more than any other driver has. If anything, he's done less. Despite the opportunities given to do things, such as the last act where he was in a Countach, but decided he would not attack any of the drivers he ran into, or bad choice of words. He would not decide to attack any of the drivers that he came across, thus kind of defeating the purpose at that point. Oh, I cut the camera away at the really wrong time. Metacog made it move into that hairpin, and Alex gave way. So Metacog is back where he started, and I believe, yes. Now it's his turn to try and take on that. This is a very tight bit there. Danny is closer to Ryan than he was at the end of the previous 2 laps. Both had pretty relatively slow fourth laps compared to the previous ones they ran. But even still, I think just because of the attributes of the individual cars, with Ryan having more horsepower and such, allowing him to get out of turns better, I don't think Danny really has it in him to make the pass. If Ryan Storm were in a C9 like this one, it would be very different. But he's not. But I actually kind of like how that works out, because each car does have its own specialty and weakness. The 962 is actually the well-rounded car. The 787B is weak in the top speed department, but has pretty good cornering. The C9 has average handling, but really good top speed. It just takes a while to get to it. And the Battle Rocket is the very polarized vehicle, where it's got incredible speed and acceleration, but incredibly weak handling, and also very long braking distances, because I guess at this point he's just being cautious or something. And these two need to stop fighting. Ryan Storm takes the win, this time without a Battle Rocket to prevent him from winning. Otto holds on for third. Gearhead not very far away. That does clinch that 5th spot, and Burn, albeit only 2 points, will finally score here in Act 19. It took you plenty of time, that is for sure. No, oh, never mind. I was gonna say, now we gotta wait for Sparky to finish, but they weren't as far behind as I thought they were. But I also thought that Battle Rocket would be able to run through the field with the 2 long straightaways that are available to him at this track. But no. And unfortunately for Battle Rocket, that doesn't get any better, because these next 2 courses are going to hurt. Especially this one. This only has 1 okay straightaway, and then there's the corkscrew. And even the front stretch isn't that good, because there's still a turn, and then it's a very heavy braking zone, where any distance he could have made up on the straightaway is lost. Brandsatch has probably 2, but really it's like the middle of the track after the uphill left turn, like the long straightaway after that goes into the right turn. That is the best place to gain speed. It's not, however, a very good place to pass. Then we have turn 1, where It's good if you can get to the inside of somebody, because then you kind of force them wide. And that usually spells doom for any AI with kind of a vehicle that doesn't have a lot of grip. I don't know if these cars would count to that or not, but I guess we'll see. And then there's the straightaway leading to the final turn, where the straightaway is long enough to make a pass normally, but in the AI in this game, don't ever try. So each of those two straightaways kind of counts for like half a point. And even the very long straightaway before the turn that doesn't work for passing. That is also basically 3/4 of a point, because it's like, it's not much better, because that's not really a great passing zone for the AI. It's good in real life. People, even myself, use it occasionally to do work. It's just like the AI in this game are too cautious to try. Unless there's really that big of a deficit in power. Which there is between Battle Rocket and, say, like, Sparky. But I don't think that's gonna matter. And he's got a decent position that he can defend if he can. Or try to defend if he can. Another pull for a 962. This time not Ryan Storm, but instead Alex. Who probably needed it, because he's been kind of slacking in this championship. Let's see if he gets off the line. Oh, terribly! As Ryan Storm just kind of launches himself ahead. 16 Angels kind of stuck there. So fast is allowed 3 from that. Someone is getting very loose up there. And it was that, fighting with Danny. Ryan Storm gets into Danny. Or Danny gets into Ryan Storm, one of the two. And speaking of Sparky, this is exactly the example I used, and we're gonna see if the example that I used is accurate or not. Yeah, he's so weak out of that turn, though, and he's gonna be so weak into the next one that it won't even matter how much difference in power there is. Okay, never mind. Okay, never mind. And somebody is off by a lot. That would be Danny. Well, I imagine Ryan Storm apparently just ruffled up. That or Danny just ruffled himself up and tried to do too much. Too little. Yeah, Ryan Storm is there. Danny, you trying too hard to keep ahead of him, goes for an excursion and then blocks off his girlfriend and 16 Angels at the same time. I do not want to pit stop, Sam I am. Alex has some braking issues. Metacog right there to take advantage, or at least try to. Metacog gets a solid run out of that turn, but is he close enough to force Alex onto the bad line? I don't think he will be. He will try, and that was surprisingly easy for him. Alex holds back a little bit and doesn't even try and retort. Then he returns to 5th place, ahead of 16 Angels still. 16 Angels now doing with his girlfriend, who just kind of swoops around her. Battle Rocket, well, he's only lost a couple of places, but we're only 1 lap into the race. Burn wouldn't be close enough to challenge into this turn. As you see this just massive cluster behind him forming. And then he's just gone. For about 3 seconds, and then he's back. And now we've hit all of the corners where Burn can ideally make up a lot of time and potentially even pass Battle Rocket, at least for the time being. Alex has seemed to have lost sight of Metacog basically already. Not even putting up any kind of fight against it. No one really seems to be close enough to do anything massive. One thing to watch is these two, Gearhead versus the Governor. And Gearhead just kind of uses his handling and throws it down there. The Governor tries harder than Alex to defend, so now he has to go around another turn. Burn almost got Battle Rocket on the inside, but just couldn't get there. And we do another turn, because the Governor is still there. Now he's on the inside, and Gearhead cares not for your better racing line and claims the position again. Metacog has gained probably almost 2 seconds on Alex now. Probably like 1.5, just over. The lead isn't getting that big. Alex is just kind of maintaining pace. But the lap time difference just kind of speaks for itself. This is clearly a 787B track just based off the lap times alone. Danny's got some slight damage and he's running second fastest on the track, I believe. Metacog is looking unstoppable. He's had plenty of experience at this track with those crossbows, just like the official car of this track. Burn gets a little aggressive with Battle Rocket there. Kind of muscles himself into 8th with that maneuver. I don't think Battle Spec liked that, but I don't really know if there's much you can do about it. Not with the Governor on him. I said with a Governor. With the Governor on him. I can speak the language that is English. My goodness. I say like Governor is a word, but I don't see that power difference come into play if you can maybe ruffle Burn right back up. I doubt it though, he's pretty far away and that power difference isn't that big, not between him and the C9. So I think Battle Rocket will just have to let that go and keep Gearhead and the Golden Drivers on his taillights. As tiny as they are. I don't think Burn is anywhere in his realm of possibility here. Got a pretty interesting looking battle for the podium place here. Danny, despite having those kind of lap times, really doesn't make much progress in one lap. If anything, Sparky seems to be making progress on him. And 16 years looked like on the map almost spun out on his own. That's a very interesting lap time you set. 23.666. Oh dear. Very slow lap times from anybody behind Battle Rocket as well. Once again proving that that car does not suit this track, as per probably what was expected. Yeah, Metacog has already won the race, so there's nothing that can be done to change that, but we do have some things mixing around in the middle field as that just smacks Danny out of the way. So I guess maybe he heard what I said about him being a non-factor as far as aggression goes. Now, boyfriend and girlfriend have to try and be friendly about it as they navigate the second half of the course. That has been settled. Now Sparky will try and deal with her boyfriend's oppressor. And Ryan Storm just kind of looks in the rearview mirror and laughs. As we begin the final lap, Metacog looking to win by a pretty decent margin, relatively speaking. It'll probably be like 5 seconds come the finish. And we'll see what kind of lap times Ryan would have been capable of had he not been stuck in traffic this whole race. Sparky has now also caught up to that. Can she even do anything though? We'll see. She has 1 lap to make something happen. Very good corner there, but that's got a slight speed advantage, and therefore I think that'll all be for naught. She's still there. These corners aren't passing zones, and braking like that will not help your chances any. Yeah, I think that will keep fourth from the Mazda crew here. Sparky won't be too far away, no. But this last turn, despite what I said, isn't really great for passing unless you're Battle Rocket and actually get a good run out of the second to last turn. Which if he ever did, it didn't ever matter. It will seem as though he should be able to keep hold of that 9th position, though, from these two golden drivers. Put them loose out of the second to last corner. The governor can't do anything to punish him. You can do this, though. I don't think that'll help, though. You're dealing with Battle Rocket. He has massive amounts of power, despite his weak handling. Can still hold his, at least hold him off to the start finish. And that's to where it matters. You don't need to hold him any longer, because then he would just get bombarded by everybody else afterwards. But Ryan Storm has taken the points lead. That's not usually something you say in these contexts, or any context for that matter, but here we are. A three-way tie between Danny, Alex, and Bedlam for 4th in points. And it is 5 back to Battle Rocket, but Battle Rocket is worse for wear up until he gets to this track. He might be good at Silverstone, but there are high-speed turns he'll suffer at. He should be good here, but I wouldn't expect anything out of him here until he gets to the back straightaway. And Mugello is kind of a toss-up, but I don't think it'll suit him very well either, and Vallelonga definitely will not. Unless he starts on pole, there's no way he's going to do much to be able to maintain his points lead there. Everybody has scored, but not everybody is in double digits yet. I don't know if we'll get... I would like to think we would get to that point by the end of it, but also notice how the bottom 3 are all Saubers. The leading Sauber is actually Otto. Figure there's only the 4 of them, because originally, or no, there's only 4 on Danny's team. Danny, Sparky, Metacog, and Gearhead. Now I'm just confused. Who's the other neutral driver? Oh, that is actually doing well. That's who it is. Literally. That is literally who it is. He's doing pretty well. His teammates, though, Otto being sort of the exception, only being 10 points away from that. His teammates aren't doing very well. But yeah, so definitely gonna be double upload, so you know this will go up right before the next one.